Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Space Engineer's Ship Spotlight. There are pirates closing. Thankfully, they're still over 9 kilometers away. First of all, I'm not going to show you the outside of the rest of the outside of the ship just yet. First of all, I'm going to show you. Here's an entranceway. It's a fairly large ship, or at least I think it is. It's me and a good friend built it, and it's the biggest we've ever built. And the inspiration for this ship was from Star Trek Enterprise. I think it was the 46th episode in the whole series, and it was called Horizon. That's where I believe it's Ensign Mayweather. I'm not sure what his rank was. But he went home to, well, home. The ship he grew up on, they were a long-range freighter, and apparently they could run warp, what was it, 1.7? And it took them many years to get anywhere. And they always, at the end, they were attacked. Towards the end of the episode, they were attacked, and it was a transport that had a piece at the rear. Let me kind of show you what I was thinking. Why did I leave this door open? It was basically kind of a tractor trailer setup. Oop. Come on, jetpack. So you can see I have a merge block here, kind of protruding out. And that's kind of the setup it had, where it would have a giant, trailer is kind of the wrong word, but giant other cargo carrying piece back here. In Space Engineers, all it would be is a bunch of cargo containers with a skin of armor around it, and potentially a conveyor system. But there it was just a huge empty cargo bay that they would drag around. And that's the inspiration for this ship. And unfortunately, this ship is pretty much going to be scrapped before ever seeing service. But I'm still going to show it to you. I'll explain here more in a second. It's called the Coronado, with whatever kind of prefix you'd want to put on there, KSS, if this was Kerbal Space Program, which it's not. Whoops. I've been playing Kerbal Space Program a lot. Or USS or whatever. This would be pretty much the mess hall. I believe that's what it was designed to be. And there's deck plating, which actually seals lots of areas off. It's airtight, so that's awesome. So that's the mess hall. Oop. Sounds like we just depressurized or repressurized something. For oxygen. Oxygen high, okay. This is the med bay, included with med bay, and a couple cryo pods and such. Let's close that door because of reasons. And I seem to be leaving all the doors open. Okay. Here we have, it's supposed to be crew quarters. Originally, why does it keep making that sound? Whatever. Anyways, that's supposed to be like a crew quarters. Originally, this is designed completely without mods. However, it was designed to be used with mods, like I'd be putting a bed and whatnot in here, whatever, to make it more homey. And honestly, like 2 crew compartments is way too small. Because we're going to be going on a very long journey. It needs to be spacious enough to be comfortable. This is the bridge. It's got a couple of other operations posts, and there's, you could say, the captain's chair. Everything's kind of oddly shaped. And now down into the belly of the beast. This is main engineering. Here we have our 2 jump drives. This entire ship is made out of heavy armor, or at least the skin is. We have our 2 jump drives and our 1 large reactor. We have this catwalk that goes all the way around. We have 2 assemblers and a refinery here with access here on the catwalk. And you can see it's all lit. I even have a couple of blue lights on the reactor and the jump drives just for effect. Like Enterprise D in Star Trek, it always had the warp core that would have the lights. The blue lights flashing on the warp core, which I'm not sure is flashing, for lack of a better term, that I can think of anyways. Here is a small landing bay. You can fly pretty much, I think it's the I think if you have your like easy start one, you start with a small fighter, and what that is what this landing bay was designed around, and it fits here pretty well in here pretty well. I had it saying my friend he programmed the door, which let's open it. I think it's pretty cool, anyways. Let's go in there. Well, the conveyor system was also done by my buddy. We started building this before I knew all that much about space engineers, so and the conveyor system especially. And once again, deck plating just for sealing it off to make an airlock here going into the hangar bay. Here we have the exterior. Whoa. Here's another control panel for closing the door. And air vent to where we can pressurize it afterwards. It does have the red and green lights, so you know how to come in. So you can come in here, and I believe you can also open the door through that panel there if you happen to be on the outside. Let's close it again so we can operate normally. I keep forgetting to close these doors. What's wrong with me? The ship was built before they invented sliding doors, and those are much nicer. I think you could make a much better airlock, because then you could just put the sliding door here, and then you wouldn't have to worry about these panels. Got gyroscopes. And actually, once I had fired the ship up with all the thrusters I've got on it, I actually had to start placing extra reactors all over the place, because it wasn't quite powerful enough. And it also is quite sluggish as far as the gyroscopes go. Because you can see I got one hiding under there, another one over there, GravGen, and a couple of battery banks, backup batteries. Here's a couple of gyros. And here, which is kind of a silly idea, is the up front having all my oxygen system. Turns out it's not so smart afterwards. I got 4 more gyros, conveyor system, oxygen generator, oxygen farm, which really would probably only be enough for a couple of people in stasis, if that. Which we'll just say that's what it's designed for. Or like cutting off other decks. Now, what else did I need to show you guys? I believe the exterior. I got the main cargo container here. It's the only one on board. But yeah, I was saying this ship idea, it's going to be scrapped, unfortunately, because the jump drives, I put in 2 jump drives because I wanted to jump the maximum distance, but the whole ship is made out of heavy armor, so it's so heavy, it's just not enough, even with 2 jump drives. And the main reactor can't power all these thrusters that I've got. I got beacons up top just for sake of being weird. We are armed, because you can't go out here being unarmed, especially with pirates that seem to have disappeared. Okay, I guess I saw the defensive cube back there, and I decided they were going to hightail it out of here. Okay, that's actually kind of disconcerting. Oh well. But you can see it's got striking resemblance. Well, I think it looks good anyways. You guys can make your own decision there. But it's going to be rebuilt and rescaled to be much larger. I'm not sure if it's going to pack much more of a punch. I did go on a little excursion to destroy, I think it might have been, I don't know what it was. It was probably just a trade vessel or something. And we took them out like that in a heartbeat. But there you pretty much have it. We got all the thrusters everywhere, and if I just want to move in pretty much any direction, it'll overload the reactors right off the bat. So it's going to be redesigned with a bunch more jump drives to where we can also jump with a huge load of cargo, potentially with a huge load of cargo. Because, in all honesty, in Space Engineers, you're not going to be carrying that much stuff around. I may make a tiny little cargo container. You know what? I could make a platform. Yeah. It basically consists of a couple of cargo containers, large cargo containers, a platform, and a couple of connectors for docking ships onto. What's giving us the... Oh, that ship. And then a couple, a nice platform to work off of. You could potentially build other ships here. It's also meant to be a mothership, cause it was supposed to be my ship, and to where I could do anything with a refinery and assembler on it and all. If we did get stranded or whatever, which in all reality isn't that. I'm not going to say that possible. Well, it is. We could be damaged. What am I talking about? It's very possible, like I said, out here in space. There's lots of hostiles. But you're also thinking, why would you ever need to carry that much stuff? My excuse is going to be, that we're very far away from, the home planet and way out here in the most outer mining colonies, mining missions, and we need to bring, millions of tons of ore, if not more, back to the homeworld, or other resources, back to the homeworld and core colonies. But there you pretty much have it, the Coronado Mark 1, which will be decommissioned, which never really was commissioned, but which will be, this needs to be fixed as well. More sealing, plating, or deck plating to seal it off. So I will be scaling it up, hopefully to where I can include a reasonable amount of crew quarters and a bunch more jump drives and large reactors, and hopefully a little bit larger of a landing bay here. And as of course we've got a red, black, and this time white paint job, which I think looks pretty cool. Of course, what? Mining carriage. Alright, well there you have it. One other thing that I've noticed, just me babbling on here, is that the windows, you can turn them around. This is the only place I can look out of the ship from the inside, but everywhere else, I can look in perfectly fine and can barely see out. You can kind of see there. I can barely see out. And that's really annoying. You can hear all the stuff working. But that's going to be it for this craft spotlight. So until next time, y'all have a good one.